Hey y'all, it's Miss Q back with another video, y'all, and I am working on my consistency with my channel. So you're gonna see more videos popping up, hopefully on a daily basis. But today's video is why aren't you getting out of your relationships what you want? Um, I am going to just dive into it a little bit. Hopefully it sparks a conversation. So yeah. Anyway, people are always wondering why their relationships aren't working for them in the way that they think that it should. Meaning they're not in a relationship where they're getting the affection or the attention, the accountability, the attitudes that they really want. And it's simply because you're not showing up as yourself. And because you're not representing yourself and your authenticity, the partner that you have is also projecting back to you what it is that they think you want to see from them because you're not operating in your true self. And so, if you're with someone and you're wondering why they're lying or why are they being disrespectful or why are they not treating you in the way that they should, or in the way that at least you want them to, the reason why is because you're not showing up how you should and not treating yourself how you should be treating yourself. And, oftentimes people are in relationships and they are trying to support someone in a way that they think that person wants them to support them. And most times, people are in relationships because they like you for you. They like you for who they think you are authentically. So if you're goofy, someone's going to like you because you're goofy. But then if you're not being your goofy self, and I'm just saying it so we gonna all be on the same page. If you're not your goofy self, they're gonna be like, something's wrong with this person. And so they're going to respond to you based off of there is something wrong, not in the sense of they're just not being goofy. Adding on to that, you know, recently I was talking to someone and I'm showing up as my authentic self. And parts of me, I did dial back a little bit because, I can be a little intense, whether it's the conversation or, whatever it may be. I have a side that's usually taken to be a little bit more serious. And so it can be a little heavy if you're not a heavy or deep person. And so in turn, this person turns around and gives me these reasons or excuses as to why, whatever. But in hindsight, as I look at it, it's simply that I wasn't showing up as myself. And it wasn't that I was being fake, it was just I wasn't showing up in my full self. And you have to be very mindful of that. You have to be very careful of that because you want someone to be attracted to you for who you are and not for what you want or what you even pretend to be, right? And so, how can you show up as your authentic self? First, you got to be comfortable and accept you for you. There are things that you're going to say that are just going to be absolutely silly. There are things that you do that are going to be absolutely silly. However, when you show up as you and you show up absolutely just non judgmental of yourself, that person either has to accept you for who you are or not. And it's okay if they don't. But what's worse than accepting you for who you are is accepting you for who you're not, and then you're no longer able to keep up the facade. That's the worst part. You can't keep pretending to be who you're not just so that other person feels safe. It's better for you to be who you are and disappoint them than be who you're not and they love you. So I'm just saying to you today, if you are one of the few people who are really checked in at this particular point, I know that probably sounded weird, but there are a lot of people that are checked out on this planet. They have not been in tune with their highest self. They're not even in tune with themselves, period. They are living in fear. They are living in trauma. They are living in the confusion, and they do not know how to respond accordingly. And the only thing you have to do is be yourself and show up for you. And truth be told, when you are confident in yourself, you're confident in your actions, you're confident in your journey, you're not trying to be someone else on your path, The person that you're supposed to meet and connect with, or the people you're supposed to meet and connect with, the tribe that you're supposed to be with, they will absolutely accept you for who you are. And their attitudes towards you will be one of, you are an individual. We like this individual. We like to play with this individual. And so therefore everything about you is lovable. Everything about you is worthy, and they are going to give back to you absolutely what you give to yourself. So if you're giving yourself good love, and you're giving yourself appreciation, and you're giving yourself validation, and you're giving yourself the confidence, and you're living in your truth, I tell you what, people will like that about you. People will be more willing to accommodate you in the things that you need in this life, because they know you are an authentic being. So if you are looking to and trying to figure out why your relationships aren't working right now, a lot of relationships will be falling apart. We are just coming out of Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde does affect communication. It affects understanding. It affects technology. It affects a lot of things. And so with us coming out of Mercury retrograde, a lot of relationships that or of exes that are wanting to come back and be your friend all of a sudden, they will be back. And or if you got back with your ex during a Mercury retrograde, usually it does not work, because the illusion is dying away, and you can't keep up an illusion absolutely has too many faulty screens and smoke signals and too many things going on that you can't keep up with it. So I just want to share with anybody that is going through some relationship trauma or drama or whatever you want to, it's your fault. It's your fault. And it's your fault because you accepted it, because you were not accepting of yourself. You wanted the us more than you wanted the you. And, you can't have us without you. You can't be in something and not be present. You can't be somewhere and not there at the same time. So, if something is having a serious breakdown, it's really because you are accepting that and you manifested that in your life. And if you want something different, it's up to you to change it. And 9 times out of 10, if you have put on a fake front for somebody, and, the cracks started to show, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to like you once the cracks are revealed. Because they're going to feel like they got duped. They're going to feel like they were bamboozled into being in a relationship. Whether it's a platonic one or a romantic one, it doesn't matter. If someone finds out that you have been faking the funk about yourself, to yourself, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to like who you are. And it's not for you to judge that they don't like who you are. It's up to you to really identify your issues as to why you have a problem with being yourself. You're really going to have to address what it is about you that you're hiding away. And that's why you do shadow work. Yeah. So, if you are dealing with a breakup, or you're dealing with, just changes in friendships, or whatever it may be, 9 times out of the 10, it's you. It's your fault. And I know nobody likes to hear that. And the only way you can change that, or even recover from that, is to really dive into what about you that you are blocking. What versions of you are you blocking? If you are blocking, the creative aspect of yourself, nobody's going to like that. If you're blocking the loving version of yourself, or the compassionate part of yourself, nobody's going to want to be around you for that. And if you're having low self-esteem and you don't know how to talk to yourself, 9 times out of 10, nobody wants to be around you, because if you can't talk to yourself right, I know you're not going to talk to me right. Or, whoever, they know you're not going to talk to them right. You talk to yourself horribly. Why would you talk to me correctly? And so I'm just suggesting to anyone who's having some issues with their relationships in this time, to really do a self-check and ask yourself, why are you allowing this to happen to yourself? You're going to have to take responsibility and accountability for the relationships that you choose. You have to take responsibility for the actions that you give and the behaviors you give as an output to others. Whether, it's something that's triggering you or whatever, you need to deal with you. It doesn't get any better until you deal with yourself. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I also have been reading. Let me see if I can find my book. And then I'm going to get off of here, because we're almost at 10 minutes. But anyway, a friend of mine suggested that I start getting into the Emerald tablets. I read the Emerald tablets briefly about almost 10 years ago. And, at that particular time, I was not ready for this level of reading just because I was so deep in religion, and I was coming out of religion. And so a lot of things that I had started to process were so far out for me to hold on to. Then when it was suggested to me again to come back around, I got the study edition. And in this study edition, one of the challenges that they start you on is at the end of the book, but this one is Rebecca Marina Messenger. Okay. And in this, it says, in order for you to start your meditations and start to manifest and attract different things in your life, you're going to have to at least do 3 days of non-judgment of self and others. And what's more difficult than not judging others is not judging yourself, and that's why people don't authentically show up in their life or even in their own manifestations. You want to draw something to you, but you have no clue and no idea how to do that. And 9 times out of 10 is because you are really judging yourself. And so that manifestation that you really want, you're not able to get it or even see the opportunity of it. And it's simply because you are not casting away perceptions. You're not letting go of ideals that I want it to be this way, and so I'm going to fake it till I make it. Well, you can't judge yourself in that. You have to really just start releasing yourself from different pains, releasing yourself from different decisions that you made, things that are in your past, let them be in your past, and really just start accepting yourself for who you truly are. Start loving on yourself for who you really are. Start valuing yourself for your truth and for your ability to really be yourself. And so until you can let go of the pressure of pretending to be something, until you can let go of the idea of an identity, and really just flow in your life, things that you really want, things that you really need to happen are not going to happen because you are not ready to show up for yourself without casting a judgment. They say that at the end of days, we will all be judged by a feather and how light your heart really is. Well, if you're walking around with a heavy heart and you are not able to love on yourself properly, then I tell you what, there is no good that you can really give out in the world. You will be giving under the guise of an ego, and you do not want to function just in ego, because everything that comes back to you will be breaking that ego. Everything that will come back to you will be for humility, so that you can release the ego. And so definitely check out the Emerald tablets if you got some time, and if you have the mind to hold on to it. It will definitely help you. I have not got into the meditations yet because I'm still clearing myself. I'm still working on releasing some of my own judgments. And most of my judgments, I won't lie to you, are judgments that have been put on me by other people for whatever reason that is. And so having to draw that hard line between who said what and how they said it and why they said it, I am releasing that. That is not my business. That is not my business, honey. I don't care why. I don't care why you're not here. I don't care why you don't see me how I'm how I'm putting myself. Because, at the end of the day, this vessel of me is for me. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. I do. So, I just wanted to get on here again and drop another video. If you have found my content to be helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because baby girl is on a roll putting these videos out. Again, if you are wondering why your relationships or why your manifestations or why things that you really wanted to happen aren't working or happening for you, it's simply because you are not showing up as your authentic self, and everything that you're manifesting is being manifested for the fake person that you're being. And I hate to say it that blunt, but sometimes, we don't get it unless it's the straight shooter, right? It's like sometimes people are like, why do people curse? And it's like, because you wouldn't pay attention. If they didn't, you wouldn't hear them very well. So again, start releasing yourself, start freeing yourself. This is that time, y'all. If you are not on your path, get on your path, and you start your journey by releasing yourself from the bondages that you have allowed yourself to be in. And 9 times out of 10, that is a fake personality or character that you are displaying for someone else to like. So you got to start liking yourself, baby. You got to start really pouring into yourself and giving yourself what you need. So I'm not going to ramble on too much longer. I just wanted to jump on and do a video for today. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day, full of love, joy, and peace, and all those great things. But also, if you are dealing with hard times, embrace them. Dark days are okay to have as well. It is the darkness that allows you to see your greatest light. So, all right, y'all. Bye, babies.